Hey everyone. All right, so here we are finishing the week for me with another solid green day. So progress is being made. Last few days I've been trading on my traveling trading station. Those of you guys who have been asking about it, it consists of one laptop and two Asus USB monitors with a 10-1 design mount clip, which you can find on Amazon for like $30 each. They're kind of expensive, but they work great. And in fact, this week, fellas, I have had two women come up and compliment me on how beautiful my laptop is. So if you're looking to meet some women, bringing this station into a coffee shop or maybe an airport lounge, it just might work for you. All right, so anyways, this is the station that I've been using, and overall, it's been great. I mean, the biggest thing ultimately is having a good Wi-Fi connection and or hardwiring if you can, and I've had pretty good internet connection on this trip. So green, happy, and finishing the week, on another good note. So I'll be back at it first thing on Monday morning, and I hope you guys all have a great weekend. All right, see you on Monday. All right, everyone. So we're gonna go over the trades from today. Another green day, which is awesome. I don't have my calendar. I didn't bring it with me on this quick trip to California. Usually, often I would, but one of the problems is sometimes it gets all jumbled up in my bag, and then it kind of ruins it for like the rest of the year. So I just said, you know what? I'll just fill it out when I get home. The only problem is that now I kind of am left with a sense of, what did I trade this week, and how was this week? I can't even really, it's like, it's day to day. So, what stocks did I trade on Monday, and how much did I make on Monday? At this point on Friday, it's out of my mind. I'm not thinking about it anymore. So, that's a good thing to be able to just put those days behind you. But it's also, when you're at the end of the week doing your weekly recap, it can at least leave me a little bit like, I'm not sure how I finished the week. So I'm going to log into Lightspeed, and let's just see where we're at. I know I made progress, which is good. I mostly traded in my main account this week, which is up to 90 grand. So making some really good progress here in this account. I think I only took one trade in my retirement account this week. Some weeks I trade in it more than others. It's kind of just depends on the market and things like that. So let's see. Looks like, so this week, it looks like I made about 1,000 on Monday, 500 on Tuesday, 8,000 on Wednesday, lost, 500 on Monday, 8,000 on Tuesday, lost 1,700 on Wednesday, made 3,200 on Thursday, and up 3,200 here again on Friday. So yesterday I was up 32.13, and today I'm up 32.89. So anyways, that all comes together to a solid nearly $15,000 green week, which is terrific. So definitely making some progress here. I'm up, 8,000 on the month in my main account, and I'm up another 6,000 on the month in my retirement. So I guess up about 15K on the month, and that's because I did have a $5,000 red day last week, which was kind of disappointing, but bounce back from it, so that's good, and making progress here, definitely on the month. So anyways, the two trades today, DRAD and DPW. Let's pull up the gap scanner. Today, for the most part, was a pretty straightforward day. Gap scanner was looking pretty good this morning. MTSL was our leading gapper. Now, currently, it's up. It's at only $1.63. It hit a high of about 260 this morning, so it really pulled back quite a bit off of those pre-market highs. Let's see. Just go like this. Computer's running just a little slow here. I'll be happy to be back on my main trading station on Monday morning. Everything's slowing down. MTSL. Okay. So this was our gap scanner, gapping up 106%, but just selling off the gap I was watching this. I had a long bias over 250. So I was looking for a break of 250. And unfortunately, what ended up happening on this stock was that it ended up breaking 250 and making a move higher, but it did it pre-market, which was really disappointing. So, that's sometimes the way it goes, but missed the trade there, no trades on it. The break was pre-market. By the time the bell rang, it hit a high of 266 and then faded back down. So that one, I didn't get to trade. DRAD was gapping up 11% right here. It was gapping up about 14% by the time the bell was ringing. And on this, I jumped in for the break over $6, which was a pre-market pivot right here. It started to squeeze up. It was hitting the high day momentum scanner at 590. Anyway, there's VJet hitting the scan now. I'll mute this. And so I jumped in that. I pressed the buy button 3 times with an order at 601. I only filled 3,000 shares. I then pressed shift 1 because I knew those orders weren't filling and it was going higher, and I filled another 800 shares over at 608 and another 500 or so somewhere a little higher, and I filled a total of about 4,000 shares. So I kept getting partial fills, which was disappointing. I tried to take 9,000 shares and I just didn't get filled. Now, that's often the case if a stock is moving very quickly on light volume, that I won't be able to fill my full order. So I already had the level 2 up on it because it was on our watch list as a possible gap and go trade. So I had it on watch. I knew that it was a somewhat recent reverse split, that there was news on it today, and that there was a possibility. Being a little more expensive in the $6 range, I knew the volatility could be a bit higher, which is not always a bad thing. So it ends up squeezing up here to 687, and then it opens at 699. I had my order ready to add, and a shift 1 is buy order for 3,000 shares, 5 cents above the current ask. So I have my order here at $7 to add, and I gave it a second. I said, I'm going to let this thing pull back for a second, and as it curls back up, I'm going to jump in. Well, it dropped here all the way back down to 620. So that's a big drop. And then I'm waiting for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and it didn't end up happening, and it broke 620, and that's where I had to get out. And I said, this for me, is my stop. And in fact, on this one, I could have flipped short because I had shares available to borrow, but I didn't want to flip-flop, so I didn't. I just left it alone and got out. So I made about $3,300 of profit, which is, all in all, not a bad trade at all. If I had taken 9,000 shares, I don't know if I would have really made a lot more money, because I probably would not have been able to fill as much of the trade up at these high levels because of how quickly it dropped. And then DPW hit the scanner as it was squeezing up. This one I jumped into. It hit a high of 373 and then dropped in that same 5-minute period all the way to 308. I got in with 6,000 shares. I was up over $1,200, and then it reversed, and I stopped out, break even. So lost $17, whatever. It's not the end of the world. So basically a break-even trade, and that was it. That was my day. So at that point, I was like, hey, wait a second. This Friday the 13th, I'm just gonna step back. Let's just, I wasn't even thinking about it before the bell rang, and then I said, you know what? Be grateful for the $3,000. It's a good day, and I'll live to trade another day. Be back at it first thing on Monday morning, back in my office, and with the fiber, with my full trading station, and ready to continue this hot streak. I mean, ultimately, even though I did have a $5,000 red day last week, I've totally recovered that. I'm back at all-time highs for the month of September, and I had that red day, and I had a $1,700 red day on Wednesday or Thursday? Yeah, Wednesday. No, Wednesday, the 11th. But bounced right back from it. So that's good. We're seeing a market where the ability to bounce back is definitely there. So that's going to let me continue to be aggressive, knowing that if I do have a red day, I can jump right back from it. And overall market, look at this, guys. A month ago, we were talking about recession, and of course, recession, it gets all the clicks and all the headline stuff. We're back at all-time highs on the S&P 500. So, it's pretty impressive the way the market this year has seen some serious dips and then some serious rebounds off those lows. So, it's an interesting environment that we're in. But anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you guys first thing Monday morning. I hope you all have a great weekend and get a little rest or study up for those of you guys that are in the classes. All right, see you guys later.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.